prehistoric reptiles, known as dinosaurs, arose during the middle to late Triassic period of the Mesozoic era, some 230 million years ago. They were members of a subclass of reptiles called the Archosaurs, or ruling reptiles, a group that also includes birds and crocodiles. And today, guys, in part 1 of this series, we're going to look at some facts about dinosaurs, something that I was obsessed with when I was a child, around the time of Jurassic Park, when it came out in 1993, like many young kids at the time. So this topic is one that I'm very much looking to learn more about, and hopefully you guys are as well. So, get comfortable, lie back, relax, and let yourself drift away as we find out more about dinosaurs today. And just before we get started, I know there are going to be words within this video that I struggle to pronounce, but as always, I will do my very best at pronouncing the words correctly. So, our first fact is as follows. The longest dinosaur egg ever found was 2 feet long and belonged to the Macrolongitudinus genus. And this is only the first fact, and already we have a word that is quite difficult to pronounce, but it is spelled Macrolongitudinus. Almost all carnivorous dinosaurs had hollow bones to make them lighter and more agile. As the only living descendant of the dinosaurs, birds also have hollow bones. And that's something that I did not know about birds, which I have a sort of love-hate relationship with. They always seem to become very noisy when I want to record a video. The most dangerous dinosaur was the Tyrannosaurus rex. They were intelligent, had a bite force that rivals that of a great white shark, and are thought to have been the ultimate carnivore. And I imagine that's probably why they were the central dinosaur within the Jurassic Park movie, certainly the first movie anyway. Most dinosaurs were herbivores and only ate plants. 65% of all dinosaurs were herbivores, but most of the iconic species, like the Tyrannosaurus rex, were carnivores. The largest dinosaur bone ever discovered was 5 by 5 feet and weighed over 1 ton. This huge bone was the backbone of an Argentinosaurus, and I don't know anything about this particular species of dinosaur, but based on the name, I guess it came from what we now know as Argentina. The Sauroposeidon was the tallest dinosaur at 60 feet. It belonged to the sauropod clade of dinosaurs, which were known for their extremely long necks. The Brachiosaurus is the most well-known of the sauropods, and I believe the Brachiosaurus was the first dinosaur that we seen in the first Jurassic Park movie, and I think I'm going to be referencing these movies a lot throughout this video, as it's my only real point of reference when it comes to dinosaurs. Dinosaurs constantly replaced their teeth every couple of months. When old teeth were broken or damaged, new ones would grow and push the broken teeth aside. And that is a really neat skill to possess. The heaviest dinosaurs weighed over 77 tons, which is about as much as 17 elephants. Within the sauropods, there exists a subgroup known as Titanosauria, which were the largest land animals ever. And that name, the Titanosauria, makes you think about the Titanic ship, which at the time was the largest ship ever made. The largest flying reptile is the Quetzalcoatlus. This type of pterosaur is thought to have had a wingspan of over 40 feet and probably weighed as much as 500 pounds. They had the ability to jump 8 feet vertically to launch themselves into flight. And that is a really impressive image to think about in your head, and I would love to have seen this particular species in action. The largest claws of any dinosaur were 3.2 feet long and belonged to the Therizinosaurus. These claws may seem daunting, Dinosaurs were likely herbivores, so it only plants. Scientists believe that all dinosaurs laid eggs and did not give live birth. The smallest dinosaur egg was only around 3 centimeters long and was roughly the size of a quail egg. It was likely laid over 110 million years ago and is thought to belong to a theropod. The Stegosaurus has a brain no bigger than a walnut. Their brain was measured to be 3 centimeters and weighed in at just 75 grams, which is about the weight of 2 pennies. Oh my goodness, that is such a small brain for such a gigantic animal. I really had no idea of this particular fact. The smallest dinosaur species was about the size of a hummingbird. It was originally thought to be an avian dinosaur, but it was actually a small reptile that looked like a bird. Archaeopteryx were thought to be the first flying dinosaur. They lived 150 million years ago in the Jurassic period and had flight and tail feathers just like modern birds. This species is believed to be the link between dinosaurs and birds. And something that I'm taking from this particular video is that there is a very strong connection between dinosaurs and birds. They are often connected within these facts, and this was something that I didn't really previously know. Dinosaurs evolved from other reptiles. The early ancestors of crocodiles and dinosaurs were called archosaurs and emerged in the Permian era around 300 million years ago. Dinosaurs evolved around 250 million years ago during the Triassic period. Early species of dinosaurs were relatively small, at between 10 to 15 feet long when fully grown. They they were primarily carnivores or omnivores that walked on two legs. Dinosaur fossils can be found on every continent on Earth. They lived on one large supercontinent called Pangaea. And this is something that really interests me and something that I want to do a video on in the future. Facts about the supercontinent of Pangaea and how it broke up to form the continents as we know today. The price of a dinosaur fossil can range from a few dollars to a few million. A complete Tyrannosaurus rex skeleton named Stan was recently sold for $31.8 million. Wow. And I think that's pretty understandable. The price that a complete Tyrannosaurus rex skeleton would cost. There is a national dinosaur monument in the United States on the border between Colorado and Utah. This monument is on over 210,000 acres and is one of the best places in the world to see dinosaur fossils. And this sounds like it would be an amazing place to visit. Not all dinosaurs that died became fossils. Fossils are almost only found in sedimentary rocks. Paleontologists use geologic maps to find sedimentary rock layers to search for them. Dinosaurs did not actually have two brains. This was a myth that started in the 1880s when scientists found a hollow space near the hip region, and the idea of the dinosaur butt brain was founded. Scientists still do not know the exact purpose of this hollow space, but they think it was used to store energy-rich glycogen. And this is actually the very first time that I'm hearing anything about this. The myth that dinosaurs had two brains is completely new to me, and it is quite amusing to imagine that they had one in their butt. Dinosaurs are believed to have shed their skin, just like modern lizards. Fossilized dandruff fragments were recently analyzed and revealed that dinosaurs likely shed their skin in small pieces. Some dinosaurs swallowed large rocks to help them grind up their food. These large stomach stones are called gastrolinths and can be found in some bird species today. Dinosaurs had 2 holes in their skulls behind their eye sockets. These 2 holes allowed for jaw muscles to attach and gave them a much stronger bite. There were reptiles that roamed the earth before the dinosaurs. During the Carboniferous period, about 320 million years ago, Paleontological and anapsids are both examples of large reptiles that existed before the dinosaurs. And I think this is a particularly interesting fact, as I thought that dinosaurs were the first living beings on the planet. Scientists can tell what a dinosaur ate by looking at its teeth. Wide and flat teeth mean they ate plants and used their teeth to grind down their food. Carnivores had sharp teeth and muscular jaws that they used to tear up their prey. The first ever dinosaurs were omnivores and ate both plants and animals. Baby dinosaurs often had larger eyes than adults. The facial features of juveniles were very different from adults, as younger species had much bigger eye sockets. The oldest dinosaur fossil is 243 million years old. The Dinosaurus barringtoni is the oldest known relative to the dinosaurs. The Nigersaurus had over 500 teeth that were adapted for eating plants growing near the ground. The years ago. Stegosaurus had large plates on their back called scutes. These plates were often over 30 inches long and helped the Stegosaurus regulate their body temperature. And I really like this particular fact because the Stegosaurus is one of the dinosaurs that I, and I'm sure a lot of you, are familiar with from the movies as well. And it's really cool to learn that these plates on its back help to regulate their body temperature. Hadrosaurs are duck-billed, toothy dinosaurs that had around 1,400 teeth. They ate bark by chewing it into a pulp with their grinding teeth. "30 million years before the T-Rex, there was a large carnivore called the Giganotosaurus. The Giganotosaurus was thought to be the largest carnivore dinosaur until the Spinosaurus stole its crown. And I think the Spinosaurus was featured in the third Jurassic Park movie, which, if you've seen my video all about the Jurassic Park franchise, you will know I think is one of the worst movies ever made. But it does feature the Spinosaurus. A Tyrannosaurus Rex could bite 500 pounds of meat in one bite. The large size of their skull means they would have a pretty impressive bite. The Ankylosaurus had a set of bony body armor that could easily be compared to a tank. Their name is from the Greek translation of fused lizard, and they are best known for the massive club at the end of their tail used for combat. And I do believe that I've seen this particular species somewhere before. I'm not sure if it was in one of the movies or not. I do recall a dinosaur in the second movie that had a skull that was solid, and it used it to headbutt. The Coryothosaurus was able to create booming noises through the large crest on its head. This crest acted like an echo chamber to amplify sound and produce loud mating calls. Though the Jurassic Park movies show velociraptors being nearly human-sized, this is not in fact accurate. They were about as tall as a turkey, but could easily reach over 6 feet in length. And this was a fact that I was aware of. And they were made larger for the movies, just so that they would appear to be more menacing than they were in reality. Triceratops had a parrot-like beak with large teeth at the end. And the Triceratops is another species that I'm sure most of us are familiar with. Baby Mausers could fit in a shopping bag. Their name means mouse lizard, and they lived in Argentina during the Jurassic period and strictly ate plants. The velociraptor's name means speedy thief. They were known to reach speeds of up to 40 miles per hour when sprinting and ran on 2 legs. The Apatosaurus and Brontosaurus were once thought to be the same dinosaur. Dinosaurs lived in the Mesozoic era. This era includes 3 different periods: the Triassic, Jurassic, and Cretaceous. And our final fact for this first part in the series on facts about dinosaurs is as follows. Some dinosaurs lived in herds or groups. Many plant-eating species were living in groups as early as 193 million years ago. And that is our final fact for today's video, guys. But if you want to see part 2 in the series, be sure to hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to drop a like and a comment down below, as I love to interact with you guys. And if you're interested in more related content, check out the playlists on the screen right now. But as always, a huge thank you for joining me, and until next time, rest easy, sleep well, and I hope to see you again very soon for another video. And goodbye for now.